In today's video, we continue with the topic special binomial products. For this occasion, I have brought these two examples to explain you how to solve the difference and sum of cubes. For these two examples, we will need to know the formula for the sum and difference of cubes, the rule of signs, and the law of exponents. So let's start with the first example. For the first example, we have a sum of cubes. How should I know that? This is one of the first things that you need to identify here. First of all, you should have always a binomial multiplying a trinomial. Then you need to identify the next thing. That is, you should have either positive or negative here. If it is positive, this will tell you that probably is a sum of cubes. If it is negative, this means that it could be a difference of cubes. After you do that, in the trinomial, you should notice that you should have always the first and the third term positives, and the term in the middle should be in the different sign than the one that you have in the binomial here. After that, you need to identify if this a corresponds to a square here, as it is written here. A should be a square here. The value of this term should be the square of this first term. The value of this term here should be the square of this term here. This is b squared. And then in the middle should be the multiplication of these two terms. So if we assume that this is a cubic and b cubic, a sum of cubes, the first thing that we need to do here is to define who is a and who is b. In this case, we're going to say that 2x is a and plus 5 is b. Then the next step we need to do is to say if a is 2x, how much will be a squared? This is 2x squared. And this will be 4x squared, according to the law of exponentials. Then we need to do the same thing, but with b. b will be 5. We have defined it like 5. Therefore, b squared should be 5 squared, that is 25. If we do this, please notice that a squared, that it should be this term here, is 4x squared. It corresponds exactly to a squared. Then we have b squared. According to the formula, the third term of the trinomial should be b squared, and this is 25, and we have 25. And then the next thing that we need to define here or to calculate is the multiplication of a by b. This is a b equal to 2x by 5. This will be plus by plus, again, positive, 2 by 5, 10x. And this is AB. Please notice that this is AB, not minus AB, as it is here. So the value of the term should be 10x, and the sign should be negative. And we have negative, and we have 10x here. So now that we know that this is effectively a sum of cubes, we can just apply the formula. That is a cubic plus b cubic. And we have said that a is 2x plus b cubic. And b, we said it is 5. And this will end up in 2x cubic. This is, according to the law of exponentials, 2 cubic x cubic. And 2 cubic is 2 by 2 by 2. 8 x cubic plus 5 cubic. In this case, is 5 by 5, 25 by 5, 125. And this is the result. For the second example, I have chosen the formula for a difference of cubes. Why? Because first of all, you need to notice here that we have a binomial multiplying a trinomial. This means that potentially we can use the difference of, or we have here a difference of cubes, but I have Notice, first of all, if you see here the negative, the sign here should be the same sign that we have in the difference of cubes. And we have a negative here. This means that potentially it is a difference of cubes. In order to identify if this is exactly applicable to the difference of cubes formula, then we need to do what we did before. First define A, define B, and after that, compute the value of A squared, AB, and B squared. So the first thing that we need to do here is to define who is A and who is B, okay? In this case, we have A minus B. To recall or check here, take a note, the minus is out of the definition. This is the minus here. So we have then that this is A and this is B. This is A equal to 3A and B equal to 2B squared without the negative. So the next thing that we need to do here is to compute A squared in order to define or to check if this term corresponds to this. And then we need to do the same with B squared to see if this is this term, okay? So A squared will be 3A power 2. This is the power 2, according to the law of exponentials, applies to the number 3 and A. So 3 squared is 9, and then we have A squared, okay? The same thing we do with the B. In this case, we have 2B squared power 2. This is the power 2 applied to the number 2 and to the B squared. So this is 2 squared is 4, and B squared squared. And according to the law of exponentials again, this will be B4. So now, please notice that this A, we have defined this is A and this is B according to the formula over here. And then we have A squared, that is 9A squared. Okay, this will be this term. So this is exactly A squared, as we have written here, okay? And B squared will be the third term of the trinomial, and this should be 4B power 4, and it's exactly what we have over here. And now what we need to do is to compute the multiplication of A by B. If we do that, we say A is 3A, B is 2B squared, and then the multiplication. Always signs plus by plus, plus 3 by 2, 6, and A by B squared. And we have 6AB squared, exactly what we have over here. So now that we know that this is exactly a difference of cubes, then we just need to apply the formula that is over here. The result should be the difference of A cubic minus B cubic. Okay, so let's do it. This will be A cubic, and A, we have defined A like 3A cubic minus B cubic, and B is 2B squared, and this is cubic. The result of this will be, then I will just put it over here, okay? According to the law of exponentials, the cubic will apply to number 3 and to A. So 3 cubic, this is 3 by 3 by 3. And A cubic, that is A cubic. Then we have the negative, and the cubic also that will apply to the 2 and to the B squared. 2 by 2 by 2, this is 8. And B squared power 3, this is according to the law of exponentials, B6. And that will be the result. If you have found this video useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.